putting out something today that you're going to look forward to looking back at is perhaps my favorite line from 2023. Having had a tough year behind me with lots of tears shed, I was determined to make this year different. Many of my circumstances are not in my control, but I very well understand that how I respond to it is mine and mine alone. And I no longer wanted to dwell on the downside of things. And so 2023 was, although far from seamless, the best that I could have made of it. I learned the value of believing in yourself, that if something landed within your grasp, then you're probably able to handle it. As I was in my last semester in my undergraduate studying math, I was writing my paper myself, being the one thing I dreaded for the past 3 years. On top of that, having landed on a field I least wanted to do, I felt like an imposter most of the time. I thought I didn't know what I was doing, and I doubted ever completing it. But you'd be surprised what you can do once you start doing. Everything gets less and less scary as you learn more about it. You don't have to figure everything out from the get-go. You can discover and figure it out as you go. And although I knew I had tons yet to learn, I believed I had the capacity to do so. And so I did, and wrote my paper.
We have generalizations. These are statements that allow us to tell about the pattern we see in the relationship.
And graduated with a degree in mathematics from the University of the Philippines, an institution I never considered studying in, yet somehow the universe has blown its wind and brought me here. I would not have any of it any other way. This year has showed me how little our plans are compared to God's plan, or the universe, whatever you want to call it. We may think we have the best set out for ourselves, but you'd be surprised how your best can be even more decorated. Immediately after graduating, I entered law school. Yep, I'm in law school. Another one of the unplanned, undreamed things. And yet again, life has brought it to me, and for some unexplained reason, it feels right. I haven't studied this much my whole life. And yes, it's exhausting and taxing, but I wouldn't be doing anything else. I thought my spark for learning has escaped me for good, but here I feel excited again. I feel like I'm learning something worthwhile.
Paramount public interest and far-reaching constitutional implications. It is one that the court cannot turn its back on.
More than ever this year, I found the value of traveling. As someone who's always found the comfort I needed in my home, I, most of the time in the past years, did not feel the need to leave. But this year, I found that it's almost a must to be in a new place you've never been in, to experience new things you haven't. There's nothing like having these pockets of joy to look back at. And it doesn't have to be big or fancy. It can be a simple trip to the mountains or a bus ride to the nearest beach. What matters is you've given yourself time to breathe, to soak in what the rest of this world has to offer. One of my most blissful moments this year was when I was floating on my surfboard in the middle of the vast ocean, my right cheek resting on the board while I gazed at the sun downing, its vibrant orange light bathing my face with warmth. There, staring at the sun, it felt like no one else was there. My mind, for a rare moment, stopped scrambling for thoughts. The world is big, and it has much to give, and that's what I hope more of to experience. As an only child, and having been raised doing everything myself, I'm so used to my own company. Most of the time, I don't feel the need to have people around me. In fact, I feel most productive when I'm alone. I'm grateful that I have peace with myself, but I also recognize that It's a different fulfillment when you're experiencing things with other people. Sure, it's amazing to be independent, and I do need my time alone, but this year, I've tried to be more proactive with my relationships. I've reached out to my friends more and put in more effort in showing them that I care and I value them. I have grown a deeper appreciation for my family as well. I feel like the older you get, the more you understand your parents. Before, I hated it when my mom would call me every night while I was in the city. Now I'm looking forward to 9 p.m. for when she calls and I could tell her everything that went on my day. This year, I found my footing. I'm the most grounded in my practices. My routines have become non-negotiables. See, I've been practicing yoga for 8 years now, but I've not been this connected before. Movement is my therapy, and I kid you not when I say I feel like I could fly when I'm on my mat. Every morning, as I wake up, I breathe and pray, and my mind has not been any clearer. I'm filling myself with good, nourishing food that I actually enjoy. And the more I do the things I know fulfill me, the more they become part of who I am. It was years of trial and error, and I'm still not fully there yet. I don't think I ever will be. But every day I will try, and every day I will pull myself up and move forward when I stumble, because God knows those falls will come. Every day I remind myself that to live better is a choice. And it's not always the easy route. Oftentimes it's the more difficult, but it's always the more fulfilling. Discipline is what's given me freedom. Another big thing this year is my returning to writing. I've always written as a kid in my teens. It was my outlet. But getting into my 20s, I did not notice that it was escaping me. The day before 2023, I wrote again on my journal. I wrote down my intentions, my goals, my dreams for this year. And believe me or not, most of what I'd written had come true. And so I'm writing again, from the most eventful to the simplest of moments. I look at the pages of my journal and literally see the record of my life. My thoughts are no longer abstract, they've taken shape. I can't wait to, years from now, read these again. What was the 23-year-old me thinking about? It's in knowing that I'm doing the things that fulfill me every day that I don't fear the future. My joy is not dependent on what I will accomplish, because while I'm in this journey, in this process, I know that I've been present. I made the most of my time, and I did everything with my best. And it really does not take much to be happy. It's the simple things that bring us peace. And that's the greatest gift this year has brought me. I know I'm entering the new year a better woman. I may not know what's ahead of me, and things will go out of my way one way or another. But I trust that, grounded in my values and practices, I will find my way through it. And I'll have a damn good time doing so. If you're still listening, I hope you have the best year ahead of you. Thank you, and I'm sending you my love and light.